Sorry about the spinning, y'all, but this is part two. Just gonna start where, trust me, just go to part one. It's only like 2 or 3 minutes, and then you can see where it ends. But yeah, somebody they're trying to hide now because they know they need to apologize because they try to delight in the downfall of somebody else. But now somebody has to go back to work, almost like they feel like this is some sort of science project because like they're not really sure how it's going to work out, especially since they threw you under the bus. See what else. Yep, somebody's been exposed. They've been seen. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I said, they were a willing participant. And now they're getting a message about their money, but they was wanting your money to go down. What else, Spirit? Yeah. Somebody, they need to go outside and they need to hug a tree because somebody else is singing like a canary. They're telling everything they know so they can do a little bit of CYA, cover their own ass. But you giving them two of these and one of these, two of these and one of these. You don't want to hear it. Now this person feels like they're stranded on an island alone, and they know that this is over because whatever they was trying to do, they played everyone in the end, and God was not going to allow them playing you. Truly, they admire you. They really do. What else, Spirit? What else? What else? Mm-hmm. This person is feeling betrayed and stressed, and they hate you because they ain't you. Plus, they think that you're funny. You know, they feel isolated. They feel alone right now. They don't know what to do. Yeah, so this is somebody that could have been married, or you were married to. This was somebody that maybe you thought was your security. You know, you felt secure in that connection, only for them to betray you. What else, Spirit? Mm. Yeah, I feel like you leveled up, and now they are illuminated that you're a star. See, somebody's trying to entice you by trying to send you some encouraging message about how they know that you are the empress and they was blind, deaf, and dumb, acting like they didn't see it before, and they seeing this because everything that they trying to do has been put on hold, and you understand that they're still not authentic. And so until they are authentic, they won't see it in others. This is something that, you took a leap of faith. You took a leap of faith, maybe by the help of some online community, you know, realizing that, you know what, you are the star of attraction. And that's why you could tell this person just, go please fuck off. Now this person is talking about they didn't mean what they said, especially since you predicted the future and everything that you said is coming true. Now instead of you being so committed to them, you're committed to loving yourself. And now the whole mood has changed. And and especially since you know that every word that this person said was a lie, it's like you read the room. You read that room. Especially knowing that you was dealing with somebody who was a kitchen witch or warlock, somebody who was into some black magic, and they regret taking you for granted because you knew that there was a scammer. It was like some type of heavenly host that you had, guiding you, telling you, showing you. What's the message, Spirit? God had to separate you. God had to separate you. Just be thankful for that. Yeah. Somebody, they lost themselves in vicious gossip, and there was some hidden information that's coming out now. What else, Spirit? Something that they said or did never sat right. It's like you always knew, and they big mad. They are furious because you always knew. It's like they couldn't keep it from you. Yeah. See, they was pointing the finger at you, but it was really them. You know what I'm saying? Now they're seeing things clearly, and nobody was competing with them, not even you. But see, they was acting like you was their competition. They were sitting there acting like a guilty bystander watching other people mistreat you. So finally, you did what you had to do. You denied them for the first damn time after watching them act like a fucking dog and deny you time after time and time again. That's why you took your energy back. And that's why whenever that dark curse was returned, and now this is why this person is stalking your social media page and trying to trigger you But you know that something better is coming because it's like some type of divine magic around you. So you ain't even worried about this person. You said, do what you got to do. Because they're just mad because it's coming back on them what they thought was going to come to you. They didn't know you was protected. They do now. Now they got a clue. What's the bottom of the deck? Yeah, something about somebody need to say something. It's almost like now they want to tell you how much they admire you or something like that. After before they was so mad at you because it's like you went somewhere they couldn't go. You went somewhere they wasn't prepared to go. This person, it's like they didn't realize how many battles that you had fought, how many battles that you had won. And so you were the only one at that point that was qualified enough to go. Because you had something to do. It had to do with your healing gifts. It had to do with the community. You had something to do. And this person, it was like they was lagging behind on their spiritual walk. Well, you not in the hand holding business. You knew that your gift waited on no one, and you had made a plan. You had made a promise, and you intended to keep your word. You always felt like sooner or later this person would find their gift, would find their voice, find their courage, find their direction, find their path, and they would catch up, because you always kept this person in the back of their mind. You always had this person in your heart. But you knew that, the best thing that you had to do was to leave this person behind, even though it broke your heart. Because it was time for this person to realize their own value. It was time for this person to wake up to their own blossoming abundance instead of allowing or giving that power to someone else and feeling like they are afraid to do anything, like they cannot move. But until then, you had to live your life. You had to be free. You had to have fun. You had to smile. You had to do you. And now this person is wondering if you're outgrowing them. If they're your they're your match anymore. Because this person, is like they still have this need to control the situation, to control the person, control the outcome, control the relationship. Hey, it's just Robbie. But see, now someone is at the place where they need to make a solid decision within themselves. Do they want to try and gain control over them and win you back? Or do they want to try and gain control over you and lose you forever? This is when this person realized that it was that strength, that control, that courage, that dynamism, you know what I'm trying to say, that was lacking within them. This is what they didn't have. It's almost like this is something that they were hoping that if they were able to control you, they would magically get. Like it would magically rub off. And it's like this person even lied to themselves to say that, they could even see what you was going to do or this, that, and the other. Like they had this gift. They even lied to themselves. But now they appreciate all the work that you've done to find your gift, to exercise your gift, to grow your gift, and to be a master at your gift. This person is finding that the one thing that's hard for them to exercise is their patience, because they want to hurry up and come back to you, because the one thing they remember is you walking away and them feeling like when you left, the magic in them left too. And since you've been on your journey alone, they realized that their heart was the only heart that was broken. And before, they thought it was going to be yours. So this is what this person realized they needed to work on. Opening up that heart chakra. So instead of them being envious and hating you for no fucking reason, they need to look at themselves and work on themselves to feel good about them. Someone understands that they have to work on them. It's a balancing act. They can look at what someone else has and be happy for them, but it doesn't mean that there has to be an all-out jealousy, that there has to be then a campaign to take somebody down. Hi, loyalty over everything, 143. This is why you're getting the happiness, and this is what you deserve. And this is why this person is looking at themselves and really looking at their heart for the first time. Really, really studying their heart so that they can finally take that plunge. I just saw 15:15. Okay, I think we're successfully reconnected again. I was like, you got to be kidding me. What's the message, Spirit? Anything else from this deck? Yeah, I feel like this person started to try and connect with their inner guides more, praying more. Hey, Kate, happy, how are you? Because somebody, they have a strategy. They don't know how they're going to get back there. They don't know what they're going to do, but they have a strategy. I'm telling you, this person, it's like they're not telling anybody else about this, but they're working on themselves. They're working on developing their gift. This is what they feel like they need to do so that they can give to humanity. What's the message? Thank you. Yeah. Somebody's ready to get on their path. They're ready to get to walk their journey. And it's time. This person has been thinking about it. They've been weighing the pros and the cons, and they say that there's absolutely nothing to stop them. They are ready to move forward. They want to receive the abundance. They want to receive the happiness. They want to receive their gifts. They want to get on their path too. This is somebody who's been working on themselves, and it's like they are like actually shocked at what they're finding out about them. They're actually looking at things and breaking things down, things that no longer, that they no longer need to believe in, and they shouldn't have believed in the first damn place. They're working on their confidence. They're working on their willpower. They're working on their loyalty. They're working on you not being easily swayed. They're working on it all. It's been a long time since this person has spoken up, but it's time for this person to absolutely, positively speak up. It's time for this person to tell people how they feel. Because it's not fair to think that it's okay for people just to guess. What's the message? Yeah. Somebody was thinking before that they would get victory if they kept everything all bottled up. They thought before that they would gain some type of control if they didn't share how they were feeling or what was on their mind. But they see that just had them left and afraid to express themselves, and afraid and empty and by themselves, and experiencing anxiety and experiencing a broken heart that didn't get them what they wanted. That did not get them what they wanted. Here they are following some old fool who was a fool to begin with, a fool in the middle, and will be a fool to the end. Somebody who didn't have anything, but they didn't want this person to have anything either. Now this person, their third eye is opening, and they understand that they should have had an open heart as well, that they should have been allowing themselves to wear their heart on their sleeve. It's like it's like it's like because somebody else was envious that you were on your path, that you found your gift, that you were balanced and everything else. That's why they were sitting here trying to misguide someone not to do this. They were telling somebody, oh, you'll gain control if you don't say it, if you don't share, if you don't. Somebody's finding out now that was the wrong way to go. They understand now that everything is about balance. They understand now that everything is, about balance. You fight when you have to, you receive when you need to, but either way it goes and everything in between. Because this was the very first chakra and the very last chakra. They understand it's about balance between all of the chakras. That's how you heal things. That's how you get things to move forward and not become stuck, not become stagnant, not become, now nobody don't know what you're thinking. Now people don't want to talk. Now they thinking this, now they thinking that, now they thinking this, someone had already been through enough and was too smart to even think that they was going to go through some more. Yeah, somebody had to learn. Whether it was a hard way, the easy way, they learned. Anyway. Yeah, they appreciate that woman holding that heart now. Now whenever they think about this woman holding that heart, now somebody sees that was the person who was trying to get them to go through the door of spirit, where they ended up wanting to go through NT way. Now they understand about this connection. Now they understand that they should have been sharing with this person, not with everybody else. But they was undecided before which way do their loyalties lie, which way do they go. And then whenever they made that horrible decision, they found out they made a horrible decision, because that's whenever they found out that no one liked that decision, even though everybody urged them and egged them on to make that fucked up decision. But after they did it, everybody talked about them. And they watched you walk through that door to personal healing and happiness alone. They was upset. And then that's whenever they felt completely alone, abandoned, bamboozled. And the whole time, you knew what you was talking about. Anything else? Mm-mm. Yep. Somebody was separated. That's when they realized that they was the lost soul, that they lost this contract or some type of negotiation. That way this person have to think and look again. By the time that they realized who you were, you was already a master. And now, even now, your skills are improving. You know, you got that big D energy. And what they did was they created the perfect storm for themselves to wake up, to understand that life ain't about no games. We're here for a purpose. We're here for a reason. It's not just to cause mayhem and think, oh, well, I'm going about my business. No. You got to pay for that. What else, Spirit? Yep. Somebody's like a hummingbird now. They flying free. Whereas somebody else, they feeling guilty. Like that Edgar Allan Poe, like that telltale heart. The who that you call. But you're like, I tried to help you, but you said no. Somebody knows that you're moving on. And they know that you're a little guarded. But regardless, you send them peace, love, and light. This is somebody that knows that you are brave, that you're strong, that once you get started, you can't stop because you feel like you won't stop. And you are head-on warrior. And somebody else was only in it for the status or the money. But now they realize that home is definitely where the heart is, especially since you was the person who trusted your guides. And they was the one who had closed chakras. Anything else? Thank you. Yeah. Now somebody that was doing this at the direction of someone else is on your side. They don't want to be on the direction of, they don't want to be under the direction of someone else. They don't want to do you wrong anymore because they know they got some shit coming back on them that they had no idea. They didn't expect it to end up like this. They thought that they're just going to do some shit, fuck you over, and go on with the rest of their happy life. They didn't realize that, no, what you put out is what you get back. You put out some fuck shit, some fuck shit is coming back on you. Yeah, someone realized that they was nothing but a flying monkey. Now they are finally dealing with it. This person was living in some type of altered reality, especially, and now they understand that you were not seeking revenge because you were on God's right-hand side. Plus that, and you told them to kiss your ass. So, he was like, nothing else need to be said. I'm not going to tell you, and I mean, when I say kiss my ass, like I did the last 7 times, I really mean kiss my ass. Don't call me. Don't make me have to call you to tell you don't you ever call me again. Because I will. I'm going to call you and tell you don't you ever call me again. Don't push my buttons. What's the message? Somebody hates that they did something. They said that they're going to hate that they did this until their last breath. Especially whenever you left them. Letting them know you have been released, motherfucker. Told them they was only a clout chaser. This is whenever they woke up. Especially whenever you let them know this is who you was following, the head warlock. This person is talking about something they had no idea. Yes, that's why you let them know that you was trying to protect them, okay? Because you let them know, trust me, you ain't about this life. Confirmation. Now they're realizing they really ain't about that life. You was the one that was protecting their ass, okay? And now they are salty as fuck. They are salty as fuck because they didn't know that it was because of your faith. It was because of you, saying, oh, yes, I can do this, not giving up, feeling positive about this, just having faith and everything else that you was able to get through. You was able to cancel all curses. And now they was on the opposite side. And now they want mercy after trying to kill you. Ain't that something? Ain't that just funny? Like, hilarious. That is like, I just can't stop holding my stomach funny, you know? Like one of those where you're like, wait, let me catch my breath. Because this shit is so funny. Yeah, I didn't think so either. But I just wanted to make sure it wasn't just me. So, all right, y'all. I'm going to get off of here. I just wanted to pop on for a little bit. Thank you so very much. I may jump on a little bit later. I'm not sure. I'm getting ready to eat. And we know once I eat, I get the itis. It's a wrap. But I'm going to try and stay up. All right. Thank you so very much. I love y'all. And I will see you later, hopefully.